Welcome to the Wise Mind Happy Hour. I'm Kelly.
And I'm John. That's it.
And then thank you so much
So
for joining.
much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for listening to this micro vocal fry moment.
Vocal fry. I didn't know what that was.
As we've
but
learned
look it up.
that some people think we have too much vocal fry, some of our commenters. But
I don't even know what
we're
that
gonna
means.
live with those comments.
I like the comments.
You know,
I
we're
like to
gonna
know what people are
sit.
saying about us.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, John.
You all released an episode.
We released 2 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, Josh and I did one, and then me and my friends.
I didn't hear the one with you and your friends. Wait, what was the adulting?
The adulting was me and Josh.
Okay.
And then we did how to, as a therapist, deal with your clients and being a therapist when you're kind of going through it yourself in your personal life.
I got to listen to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we put that one out, right? Yeah.
2 ups.
2 eps. I only did the adulting one. Well, that's how long it's been.
Yeah, 3 weeks, right? 2
Yeah,
weeks?
because we had Tommy.
Yeah, because we had Tommy. Yeah, 3 weeks since we had just like a regular
Because it was right before your birthday.
Yeah.
It was right before St. Patty's Day.
I was right before the appendicitis.
It
I
was
saw you
right
guys.
before your appendicitis.
Chowing down on some cake.
Is this a huge reveal?
No, we did mention it in the adulting episode. Yeah. I was like, I of course affirmed I insisted I'm not going to talk about this and then completely talked about it,
Yeah.
which is so me.
But you feel better.
But yeah, I feel much better now. Really, it's just like kind of itchy scars, like a tiny bit of soreness. You know, that's really it. So luckily.
So get them. They're going fast.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Get an
We have to look
appendectomy
up, though.
today.
The first thing I thought of when I heard about the appendicitis was, because whenever I hear about it, I always think of Harry Houdini. We have
Yeah.
to look up if that's a real thing.
Yeah.
My
But it's like-
understanding was that Harry Houdini said he could take a punch from any person,
I feel like I've heard that.
and somebody like surprised him backstage at one of his acts and punched him, and then he ended up developing appendicitis or something.
Well, okay. It's basically it. Harry Houdini died on October 31st.
Of course he did.
Spooky.
Ooh.
At age 52 from peritonitis caused by a ruptured appendix.
Okay.
So he didn't have appendicitis because I guess he didn't have an infection of the appendix.
It just burst.
What is peritonitis? The rupture was likely caused by unexpected punches to his abdomen from a student.
Unexpected.
Oh, which worsened a pre-existing appendicitis. Oh, you're right. He developed severe infection and passed away in a Detroit hospital
See, there you go.
following surgery.
Ooh, ooh.
Wow. Rest in peace, Harry Houdini.
I can't not think of him when I hear appendicitis.
Wow.
But you weren't asking people to punch you.
Never. No, I was like basically like asking people to do everything under the sun for me so I didn't have to move.
Ugh,
So I'm on the other end
I'm
of the
sorry,
spectrum
that's
from
just a-
Harry.
horrible experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it was just like jarring, but it's really okay.
Health
But-
stuff. A lot of
yeah.
people got health stuff.
Yeah, I definitely like those health situations with my body really like rattle me. Actually, it's funny. Like I have this recurring back pain
Mm-hmm.
and it flares up every so often. And it's like when it flares up for me, I sometimes become like really like almost like hopeless about life. Like there's this weird, like it makes me feel so like despondent in a way that's like
You
really
can't
alarming.
focus on anything else.
Yeah, it's like really, really bothersome and it really like limits my motion and my like presence in a room. And it's so depressing.
It is. Well, chronic pain is
It's awful.
It's awful. It's a huge issue.
I mean, this is honestly a big topic on the pit, really. Pain and like
Way to
giving.
shoehorn it in. We barely got look at the timer. We're like 2 minutes in and you're already talking about the pit.
My mind is glued to the pit. And we only have one more episode left. I mean, the thought is unbearable. But
Now, he won Noah Wiley. This is a show for those listeners
Yeah.
out there,
on HBO, yeah.
which you probably have to be living under a rock. Even I know what the pit is.
Yeah, totally.
So Noah Wiley is doing another hospital show.
Yes. Another ED hospital
And he
show, ER.
won awards for this already.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's incredible on it.
He did ER.
Yeah, he was on ER.
Oh, yeah.
He acted on it. Wait, Noah
He was
Wiley's.
the star.
He was like one of the stars.
Noah Wiley's the actor.
Noah
Yes.
Wiley. Yeah, Dr. Robbie, the actor's name is Noah Wiley.
Is he the showrunner too?
No, the showrunner is a former ER doc. Isn't that cool?
Not ER the show, doc.
No,
A real
ER
doc.
medicine
Yeah.
physician.
Yeah.
Which is why it is so hyper realistic.
I just think it's so weird that
he's on
in
another?
another one and it's so good.
It's so
I haven't
good.
seen it, but
You will, like, the rest of your life will get sucked away until you're done with it. It's so good.
okay. But you say that about everything you love.
I know, but this is true.
And it was heated rivalry before. Have we cooled that one down a
I
little?
love heated rivalry. I wish there was more of that to consume, but I can't really watch it a third time.
So you're consumed by the pit right now.
Oh, it's all one day. The whole season is one shift. So it's like hour by hour.
Oh, okay.
And it's really intense. Each case is like it's a trauma center. It's not just an ER. It's like a level 1 trauma center. So it's like people with like gunshot wounds and like all that crazy stuff come in. And they're just like running around, and it's HBO. So they like show everything. They show everything.
It's gory.
We watched a baby like crowning. It was crazy.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. It's very, very gory.
My thought is always when you say this takes place in a day, how long did it take to film it?
So that's a great question.
Because I'm always wondering, how do you make sure his hair looks the same?
They do a
Not
great
that your
job.
hair looks exactly the same all day, but
Well,
I'm
that's
just curious about
probably,
that.
especially if you're in like a busy ER, it probably does change a little.
Or how do you make sure that you look a little bit more haggard
Well, they
in
do
the later seasons? That's the magic of showmaking.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be like it's just a different day. So it could be a day 2 months from the other day. Like one's Christmas, one's 4th of July, one's in the same year. You don't have to look that different.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
I'm sure, I'm going to write this down right next to Arrival, which I didn't watch.
Oh, we rewatched it.
I'll keep all of these recommendations.
Yeah.
Somebody was watching The Pit on a plane. It's been out for a while, right?
Yeah.
The person was just watching episode after episode. Yeah.
You cannot tear your eyes away.
I can't stop it.
And you're like, you're in that hospital with those patients. You're like, I got to figure out what happens to them.
It's amazing how many shows are based within the medical field.
I know everyone wants to kind of like be in there.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we were at the hospital, we were kind of like, do you watch The Pit? And they were like, no. Or like, I think this is what it's like, because we hadn't started it yet. But we were like thinking about it. And then one of the nurses was like, I don't watch it. I live The Pit. And we're like, yeah, that's true. You live it.
That's right. Now that just made me think of, I have to write down Shrinking.
Oh, yes. You definitely
Man,
need to
do I
watch
have a
Shrinking.
list going?
You don't have
we
to
have-
watch it. You just have to write it down.
Does that count?
Yeah.
It counts for something.
We honestly should like watch some episode, all of us.
We should.
And talk about it. We love Shrinking, but Shrinking is such a different flavor. It's a comedy. It's like a straight across the plate comedy. It's like Scrubs, where The Pit feels like a documentary. Sometimes in The Pit, like I want there to be a little more romance. There really is very little. But come on, it's kind of fun. So different than like Grey's Anatomy.
It's kind of fun.
It's like you want to
People
know
are dying.
little.
Can we love?
Yeah. Can we have a little spice?
Yeah.
But I mean, I love it.
Trauma?
I have no notes. It's so good. And they, what's something they address that is like a therapy topic? The idea of like, do you and how do you negotiate your personal life with this work? And like, there's varying
hard.
opinions on it because it's like if your mom's calling you in the middle, one of the characters, her mom is constantly calling her in the middle of a shift, and it's like she's got people in various states of trauma bleeding out, and it's like true emergencies everywhere. And some doctors are very like, push it out of these four walls. When you're here, you're here.
Which
but I
seems like
think
it might be necessary a little bit.
necessary, but actually impossible to be perfect at. And I think it's like unfair sometimes to be a manager and expect people to perfectly do that. And as therapists, it's sort of like, I think the more I deal with my stuff, the less it interrupts me. And I think some characters in the show are like, just kind of bottle it a bit. That wouldn't be obviously the approach I would take, but I'm also a therapist. I'm not a ER doctor.
Right.
You kind of want to be unfeeling a bit when you're like operating on someone or whatever. But also, like, I do think sometimes it would really focus you to have someone like dying on the table in front of you. You know,
Right.
like how focused I get if a client becomes really emotional
How
all
can
of a
you-
sudden.
Yeah. Well, how can you focus on anything else?
Yeah.
What do you think has more? Do you think there's more courtroom dramas or medical?
Oh,
dramas?
that's such a good question. I almost maybe courtroom. I mean, people are obsessed with like law and
Probably
order.
courtroom.
What's that show I'm obsessed with? Your Honor.
Your Honor?
Your
Josh
Honor.
has never watched a single frame, but you think it's so funny that it exists.
I don't know why I laugh every time the name comes up.
Well, you know what's funny about Your Honor? It stars Bryan Cranston, whose daughter is in the pit.
Oh.
And she's our favorite character.
I didn't know she was an actress.
She's incredible.
I don't know why
she's
I
like
started
the
there.
one.
I didn't know he had a daughter.
Yeah, I don't know anything about his personal life, actually.
No.
I mean, she's like the one Nepo baby that can stay. I'm like, she's great.
Is her
She's
last name Cranston?
I actually haven't looked at the credits. But
Taylor
yeah,
Dearden.
Okay.
so maybe she has a different last name.
Yeah.
She has publicly shared that she is neurodivergent, specifically identifying as having ADHD.
Oh, the actresses.
Yes.
Okay, because the character is.
The character can't publicly announce anything. They're a character.
Yeah, they don't make public announcements. They're just working in the
Mickey Mouse
IR.
just made a public announcement that he wants to be on our pod.
Mickey.
Oh my god. So yeah, I mean that's what we've been doing a lot of the pit.
The Pit.
Yeah, but tell us about your trip.
Yeah, spring break happened, so we have a tradition of meeting my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and their two kids who are the same age as my two kids. They have two daughters and we have
So
two sons,
cute.
so it's very cute. So we've done Arizona a few years. We did Mexico last year. This year we went down to Florida. I was thinking about this when I was down there. There's something about cousins. They're not in the same school. They don't know each other's friends.
Yeah.
That everything they talk about, they're all so interested in what each other's talking about.
Yeah.
And there's no real like competition about it. It's just
Yeah.
they're like excited to just be around each other and hear what the other
Right.
person's saying.
Totally.
Whenever I saw my cousins growing up, it felt like picking up where you left off.
Yeah.
It never felt not fun.
You're so right about the cousins thing. Like that should be like studied. You know, just how like
Right.
euphoric it is to spend time with your cousins.
And it even takes the pressure off the siblings.
yeah. Yes.
I feel like my boys get along better when they have their cousins around. Which
Absolutely.
that's not like rocket science, right? If there's other people around, they're not at each other so much.
yeah, it's like there's this intimacy, but like not too much that you're like fighting.
It's
really.
not, yeah. And it's also cool that it's like we get to have a little bit more closeness of what it would be like to maybe have a daughter. And
Yeah, how is it different or the same?
just like the getting ready is different.
Yeah.
The hair.
The hair. Oh, the hair.
Doing and even it's really cute because they'll do Sarah's hair, they'll put like a braid in her
Oh,
hair, you know,
yeah.
and just those little moments that which my boys could totally do that if they wanted.
Yeah.
It just doesn't organically always happen.
Yeah, totally.
But it was so cute. We went out to dinner one night and my youngest son Shane, who you guys obviously know, he was like, "Can I order for Phoebe?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." I was sitting right across from him. And so the waiter came over and he like ordered their dinner together. So it was really funny. We were
Cute.
joking like, and for the lady, she'll have the cheeseburger as well off the
was
kids' menu.
was she cool with that?
Oh, she was totally cool. with that.
Yeah, I love
He was
that.
like, "Phoebe, can I order for you?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." You know, like
That's so cute.
they're at such a great age too, because it's, 8 and 10, 11. They're not, teenagers yet, and
Yeah.
they still want to be around their parents.
Right. Yeah. Are you mentally preparing for those like teenage years?
Yeah. I mean, the attitude, my kids can give me attitude. I think I'm already ahead of the curve probably on that one. But I think I'm a little bit more concerned about the technology.
It feels almost these days like technology really feels like exposing your kids to like drugs.
Yeah.
Like people I think are afraid, rightly so, of like losing their kids to it.
There's so much stuff that can be literally dangerous out there.
Right.
So
Right.
And I think that, approaching teen years, preteen years, it's, exciting. I want them to be, I'm excited for like the independence. The other day I picked them up at school. This was before we went on the trip. We live like 3 blocks from their school, and one of them forgot something. Like,
yeah.
I was like, here's a test. I was like, I'm going to give you my keys. I was like, so you guys go walk home. I'm going to go get the thing, and I'll be, a couple blocks behind you or whatever.
Right.
So I walk, and I was kind of taking my time. I was like, I want to give them enough time,
Yeah.
the 2 of them, to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, he got inside. Well, sure enough, if you've ever been to my home, there's the first door that gets you into the building.
Yeah.
And then there's our front door.
Mhm.
And it's like a petri dish. They're just stuck in there. And they're like looking at the keys. And so I buzz myself in, and I'm like, what happened? And they're like, these keys don't work. And I'm like, what do you mean the keys don't work? I was like, how could they not work?
They couldn't like twist
And
it.
they couldn't twist it.
As a kid, I
They
could
didn't
never
know
twist.
left or right. And then they did the deadbolt probably one way, but they didn't do the knob the other way.
100%.
So then I like showed them. I was like, listen, you got pretty much here. That was fine. But then we got inside, and I was like, well, what would you have done? Let's say I gave you the keys and I wasn't going to be home for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
What would you have done? So then we kind of like talked through like the options there, but it was like, with the keys, they don't work. So
it's like little kid hands. It's actually hard to like twist
for sure.
and
Yeah, those
have
fine
the like
motor
kind of
and the fine motor skills.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I try to give them every once in a while these little missions, and sometimes I even talk to them about what do we call it? Survivor.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's say you start smelling smoke, mom and dad aren't home. What do you, we try to give them these little scenarios to see. So I'm trying to like.
So what did they say about the smoke?
Just sit there and don't do anything. No, I mean,
inhale.
Get out of the house. We have the tin can, right? If it's not dangerous. I mean, get out of the house first for sure. But if something doesn't seem right and we're not around, there's also the neighbors. You go to the neighbors.
Go to the neighbors.
Or we talk to them about Survivor. You get lost at the airport, or you can't find us at the airport. What do you do?
Yeah.
So
what do they do then?
Find somebody who is at a desk in a uniform.
Yes.
Sarah's thing is,
I'm like writing this down.
well, Sarah's thing, and this is great advice too, she always says, find someone who looks like a mom who's with kids your age. She was like, I would trust probably a mom.
Yeah.
So if you can't find somebody if you're panicking and there's no uniform around, look for somebody who's got kids that looks like they're traveling kind of like, we are.
Yeah.
And say, I'm lost. I can't find my mom.
Right.
It's not the dad. She never says find the dad.
I mean, never.
You never find the dad.
Never find a dad. Even if he's a nice guy, he won't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be confused. Yeah, but I like that. Find a uniformed person.
Yeah. I don't know how we got on this, but the independence of it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, something Josh and I noticed. We went this weekend to Spacanopoly.
Oh, yeah.
The little pizza place that we
Montrose?
love.
No, it's not on Montrose. Why did I say that? What's it on? Sunnyside?
Yeah, maybe it's like Ravenswood and...
Yeah, I think it's Sunnyside.
Maybe Sunnyside. Okay. Josh was saying, he's like, do you ever notice like when you're in a public place, there are certain people that like when they move in your periphery, you just kind of like notice them for one reason or another. Like your eye is very like drawn to them.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he kept noticing like the host at the restaurant. And then when I looked at the host, I was like, he's carrying his body in kind of an awkward way. There's like a tension there.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost think like that was noticeable, that he seemed like so uncomfortable. Which, like, I just thought it was, do you ever notice that? Does that happen to you where it's like your eye just goes to a certain person?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, sometimes it's like a hot person or like whatever.
But I feel like that sometimes happens in the group space when you're leading group.
Yeah, yes. Oh, totally. Yeah, but some people have very like, you notice them more.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like if they're in distress, there's something primal there in noticing.
My eyes typically will land on people who make what I feel is socially appropriate eye contact.
Yeah.
And I guess this is probably vain, but looking interested in what we're like talking about.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable to like stare at the person who's like on their phone.
Yeah.
It's sort of like facing your own irrelevance to the person.
Right. Or somebody who's playing with a fidget a lot, or which
Yeah.
can just be distracting. But,
Yeah.
so weird body carrying tension.
Yeah.
Did you call that out to that person?
Yeah,
Josh,
we're like,
and
what?
Tell
Why
him?
are we embarrassing you.
Yeah,
buddy.
I was like, here's some notes. Be a little less
Did
awkward.
you say
with your
you're
gait.
ruining my dinner because you're in my periphery?
I keep looking up at you, and then you look at me and make a face like I'm bothering you. He was also wearing bright beige.
Bright beige. Is that an oxymoron?
It was electrifying.
Bright beige?
Bright beige is definitely your band name.
Bright
Bright beige.
That is your band name. Is that also a color that your neighbor invented along with neon?
Totally.
They're
Bright-
almost polar opposites.
Bright
He
beige.
wore a lot of bright beige, so thus he invented it.
It wasn't a dull beige.
He was wearing bright beige. That's incredible. It was like linen. He was wearing like linen.
Oh, linen.
Yeah.
Like a suit?
Yeah, it was like he was the host, so he was kind of dressed up.
Okay, but summer wear.
Summer weight
Okay.
suit.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
It
formal
was
wear.
30 degrees out. Wear the linen.
I guess it was like, it was
It
probably
breathes.
60.
It breathes.
Yeah, it breathes.
Bright beige.
Bright beige.
That's great.
But yeah, it's like,
BB.
it is interesting. I argued in this, there's no like, research to back what I'm saying, but like maybe it is like you're primed to notice people that seem uncomfortable as potential like threats. Like,
Probably.
someone at ease probably just feels less threatening.
More safe.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then, yeah, of course, noticing someone wearing like bright colors,
Mm.
beige even.
He was also alarmingly hot.
Alarming.
He wasn't.
I don't know. I couldn't meet him face to face because I was in so
He
much
was, like,
agony.
Totally like reasonably attractive, but
Oh, okay,
Mm.
reasonable.
yeah,
Like Josh Hartnett.
he was no Josh Hartnett. I'll tell you that much.
Mm.
Josh Hartnett.
Is there a person alive who is immune to the charms of Josh Hartnett?
What has he been in recently?
I mean, actually, recently he's been working.
Is he in the pit?
No, if he was in the pit, I'd be watching.
But
it
he's a
4
terrible
times
actor,
straight.
right? We can all agree on that.
Wait, what do you think he was terrible in?
Pearl Harbor?
I don't think you can judge someone on a movie that poorly like written.
Well, don't take the role then.
I mean, I doubt either of us would have turned down that paycheck.
Ben Affleck?
I truly loathe Ben Affleck. So
See, you asked the question, I gave you an answer, and now you're an apologist for Josh Hartnett.
I will die on that.
Wicker
cross.
Park?
I thought he was good in that.
He was in one of the Halloween movies.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it at a drive-in in high school, I
In the early 70s.
think. It's definitely the early 70s.
I love that.
It was a double feature.
He was in the Virgin Suicides.
Okay.
He was in Trap, the new M. Night Shyamalan recently.
Oh, right.
yeah,
okay.
which that movie, it's like, was kind of insane.
He's delicious in Trap.
How old
He
is he?
plays like a nerdy dad who's also like a
Is
murderer.
he like my age? How old
Yeah,
is he?
I think he's about your age.
Mid-40s?
Like he's like mid 40s. Yeah, I think he has 4 kids.
I remember in high school when he was very, getting very popular, his hair situation was always like in
Yeah.
the front fine, but then he always had like a stuck up kind of like back situation. It was,
Yeah,
like,
at
messy,
the time. Yeah, high
which
school.
was like a big thing.
Yeah, kind of like the like sticking up hair.
Yeah, kind of sticking
Which
up,
some-
but not so messy.
Yeah.
It was like styled messy.
Oh, totally.
Beige.
Perfectly undone.
Brightly.
Yeah, dressed in a bright
Josh
beige.
Hartnett. I need to really do some research on Josh Hartnett. I guess
I
I'm giving
think
him
he's
a.
so
I know
great.
he's a listener, so I'm sorry. We'll have you on though.
Yeah, we'll definitely get him on. For sure.
Will you even be able to speak if you
No,
want?
I mean, I would pass away. Absolutely. I would never be no. I mean, would I be? It's like, that's a good question. Would I genuinely be nervous? It's like, if I met him in real life, he'd probably just feel like a dad,
Mhm.
So I probably would be fine.
Don't meet your heroes though.
Yeah.
Or your crushes, because then what if he's like super dull?
I know. I think that can really be the case. You can meet celebrities and be so let down.
Yeah.
I mean, Deepak Chopra. I didn't meet him, but like he's on the Epstein files.
Yikes.
I mean, I was like modeling my life after his words at times, which like, sometimes the words like transcend the person, I think. But
yeah.
it was disappointing to say
And
the least.
the words are meaningful.
The
to
words
you,
are meaningful to me. Yeah.
and you might have other things going on that we
Yeah.
don't
That we don't know. Yeah.
appreciate
Oh
or know.
God, yeah.
Hashtag Michael
Anyway,
Jackson.
How did we get on Josh Hartnett?
I don't even know.
How did we get on Josh Hartnett?
Would he be noticeable at Spockanopoly?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Spaka.
But anyway, I mean, maybe it's time to move into our topic.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we didn't
we
talk
even
about
have
Tiger
one?
Woods.
Oh, we didn't know. I mean, what's there to say about Tiger Woods?
I
There was another
know.
story. This has happened to him before where he has rolled over his vehicle.
Yeah. Well, the
and
first
police
thing
found
was-
him.
Yeah.
He refused to do a urine sample. His
Oh.
breathalyzer was 0. It was all zeros.
Okay.
But there was something not okay. And so they wanted to do a
Pills.
urine sample,
Yeah.
right? He refused, and so they had to charge him with a DUI.
Oh, if you refuse, they charge you.
Something like that. And so he ended up spending, like, I don't know, 8 out 12 hours in jail.
Okay.
But this is not the first instance where he's actually rolled a car over before. So,
Wow.
yeah. And I think there might be some, maybe a history of pain
Yeah.
meds because of his injuries and multiple surgeries. And again, I'm
Yeah.
not saying this as fact, but that was just a story that was circulating this past week. And I hadn't been paying attention too much to the news because I was on vacation, but it was just like, what's going on with him?
Oh,
Like,
I know. I
something-
think he has real substance use disorder,
Yeah.
obviously, and can't really shake it.
but also just that it's so like he's driving, like he's putting people in danger.
I know.
He's putting himself in danger, but he's putting other people in
Yeah.
danger.
This
So-
can be sometimes an issue with like pill addiction, and people sometimes relate to it differently than like
Right.
having drinks and getting behind the wheel.
Well, and I'm always curious about, and this is a broad generalization, about people who appear to have a lot of money
Yeah,
who still want to drive. Just hire a driver.
I know.
Like if you're using stuff, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
Okay. But like,
or get a freaking Uber.
just get a driver or
Yeah.
anybody. Right. Like, don't
I
risk
know.
it.
It's like if we can Uber places
Don't
and like
risk
make
it.
it work in our budget, like definitely they should be doing that.
Yeah. So
Man, it's like
I know.
it's probably like having everything at your fingertips. Oh well, I want to leave this place. I
Yeah.
leave now in my car, and
And this was so he had another instance where he rolled over a car, but then there was also, and I still remember this, I think it was the Thanksgiving weekend. He was in his car, his SUV or whatever, and that's when his, at the time, wife, I believe, had found out about his infidelity.
Yeah, yes.
And then she ended up like taking a club to like one of his windows and
Yes.
shattered his window.
Yeah, they had
and-
a very violent
right.
fight.
So
Yeah. Oh my god.
a lot of car issues.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he like feels safe in the car. I mean,
As he's rolling them over.
I mean, so crazy.
I know. So that was another thing that was in the news.
I really am that person, like, and have been since I was young and like first really had alcohol. Like, I really, for a long, long time, like, wouldn't have like a sip of anything and drive. And I feel like the response I got from the people around me was like, "Oh my god, chill out." Like,
I'm sure it's much more common.
yeah. And I am very, I at times can be overly cautious about things, like even beyond like drinking and driving or whatever. But it's like, my mind really does go to like, well, what if heaven forbid something happens?
What if something happens?
Like, it's just not worth it. I'd rather kind of inconvenience myself or spend
Right.
a little extra money
Yeah.
and not risk that. Like,
Right.
I really do feel that.
Yeah.
And I have plenty of people in my life that are like, oh my God, loser. And it's
Well,
like, wow, okay.
It's easy to say that until something happens.
I
though.
know.
Which I
Well,
don't want something to happen to people, but
Right.
it's like if nothing's ever happened, you probably think it's fine.
I know there's areas in my life where it's like, I really do need to tone that down. Like, I can be a little over the top with that.
Mhm.
But to me, like drinking and driving and
Yeah.
or it's like I'll think it's like if I turn the stove on and I need to get something from a high shelf, I'll turn it off to stand on the thing. Cause I'm like, if I fell on a hot stove, it's like I'll be really like, I'll think about the accident
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh my God. Speaking of accident, I completely forgot that this happened.
What?
And it just happened yesterday. My brother came down to visit with his wife and 2 kids. And his kids are, his oldest is in high school. All the boys went downstairs. He has 2 boys. And they went downstairs in our basement. And we have like a small basketball hoop down there,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're playing.
We've hooped it up.
You've hooped it up, definitely. And you're going to hoop it up this weekend too. But
Yeah.
so they're down there playing. The adults are upstairs. And all of a sudden we just hear something completely shatter. And I right away in my mind, I'm thinking it's our TV down there.
Oh
like our
my
flat screen.
God, no.
And it wasn't. It was one of our windows. Shane had taken a full-size basketball and tried to throw it at one of his cousins, but his cousin moved and it hit the window and it just completely shattered all over the place.
My God.
I know. So luckily, it's not just like window and then screen. It's window and then another window.
Oh, okay.
Another
So there
pane of
was
glass.
a window.
So it didn't completely go through, but it was like,
Oh
like just
my
all over the place. So
God.
my brother and I went down there. Sarah went down there too, and we were cleaning up glass last night, shards of glass.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
I know you'll see it when you come over.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it
wow.
replaced before then. I doubt it though. I don't know. But
Yeah. Oh
just
my
shattered.
God. Shattered. 4 boys. So something's bound to happen.
4 boys. And we don't
4.
live in that big of a place.
Well,
and Killian, my oldest nephew, is like as tall as me.
Whoa.
I know.
Really?
Yeah. So you can imagine the bodies,
Yeah.
the heat, the whipping of full basketballs.
Yeah, whipping. That's like little boys love to like whip stuff.
Oh, all over
They
the
whip
place.
the remote at me and my brothers are like,
Just
you know,
whip it.
Yeah.
And whip it good.
Saoirse will whip stuff. Like she likes that a
Yeah,
bit.
but they don't sit down and read
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
which who does that? But it's got to be the most physical
Yeah.
thing.
You got to feel that torque
Yeah,
in your body.
It's just funny too. In my mind, I wasn't down there, but the smallest person took the biggest ball and just shatters.
Don't underestimate
Yeah.
Shane.
Don't underestimate the strength of that one.
I
But he
love it.
felt bad about it. We went down there and he was not to be found, so he had like run to his room
No.
right away. So
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
I
had to
remember how
share it.
bad he felt when he spilled just chocolate milk here.
yeah,
But
and
it was
I
nothing.
had told him even today. I was like, it reminded me of this time that I broke a window of my neighbor's window, and that feels shitty as a kid. So
Yeah, my little cousin broke our neighbor's window when he was visiting.
I broke my neighbor's window. Yeah.
And he literally said to my mom, he just like comes in the house. He's like, Aunt D? And she's like, what? He's like, I didn't do it. And she's like, do what?
Do what? You obviously did it. What is it?
So cute. I didn't do
I
it.
didn't do it.
Like before you've even shared
Doesn't even
what
know.
it
Yeah.
is. Okay. Well, this is really the perfect transition
Is it?
to what we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
So today we're talking about knowing or like kind of like how you assess your readiness for certain like life milestones, or let's even say like transitions in life. Like, how do you really know you're ready or like form that decision making to get married, to have kids, to buy a house, to pick a college,
Move across the country.
to move away? Yeah.
Move to another country.
Move to another country.
How do you know?
How do you know? And how do you really like process a decision like that? So yeah, when I say that, what does that bring up for you?
It makes me think that you don't.
You don't know. Yeah, tell us.
I feel, well, that was it. I just told you.
Done.
Done.
Next
No,
question.
that makes me think when we lean too heavily into wanting to know,
Yeah.
I think it takes us away from the doing,
Yeah.
or we're waiting for some sort of needle to thread that's going to be my feelings are going to match up with my thoughts with
Yeah.
the perfect scenario, and that's when I'll know. Or
Yeah.
there'll be like a light bulb moment, or just internally there will be something.
Yeah.
And very rarely do those stars align.
Yeah.
Now, certainly there's times I feel in my life, probably you the same, where you're like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's even different than knowing. Or are
Yeah.
those the same thing? Like if you're ready for something, or if you know.
Well, you're bringing up a good point. It's like there's an exploring of that is really like healthy
Mhm.
and effective. And I think there's an exploring of it that can be like really seeking a certainty you're never going to get.
Mhm.
That can be kind of suffering and like at worst kind of damaging. But there's the question of like, one day I want to get married, right? Let's say someone has
Mhm.
this like real sense. Like I definitely had that sense of like, oh yeah, I want a long-term partner committed in marriage.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have kids with someone, I want to be married to them if I can help it.
Mhm.
And when do you do it? Who do you marry? How do you go about it? How do you know it's right to like take that plunge? And, you know, in 2026, I think, I don't know if I should say most couples, but a lot of couples, at least in my circle and my clients, you know, that's a conversation between two people. It's not, you know, some like patriarchal man just buys ring, tells you, like asks you without a previous discussion. You know, it's a decision between two people. Like, do we want to get married? And I talk about this a lot with clients. Like, there is no certainty with that. And I feel like I will talk to friends or clients or people in all different places in my life, that whether they're about to do something like that, it's far off, or they've already done it, there can be still that question of like, did I make the right choice? Is this right? How do I know I didn't do the wrong thing? And that can be so painful. And I think, like, as a therapist, I try to deal with that present moment suffering happening right there, right? Of like, you're on the precipice of getting married and you don't know if it's right. And you want to be like certain before you do this.
If you do, what is right?
Getting married.
Not the right person. You're just saying right in general.
Yeah. Is marrying this person now the right choice?
The right choice.
So it could be a timing thing. It could be a person thing. It could be.
And they use that word right.
Well, sometimes the person might use the word right. Sometimes it might be like, how do I know?
Yeah. Because if they use the word right, I would key into that right away and be like, let's talk about what right means to you.
Yeah, and almost like the fantasy of the right person.
That's packed in a lot for people.
Yeah.
For all of us. When we say something's right versus wrong, like there are no right decisions. Right? There's just decisions. And so what does right even mean to you? Like, what would that look like if you felt right about something? You know, I think, which is different than knowing. Maybe. I think it's interesting too, because as we're talking about it, I'm thinking about how much of my kids' lives is really not considered whether they're ready for things. They're just kind of pushed into things.
Yeah.
And so it's not really asking them. They don't really have the autonomy nor the discussions of like, are you ready for this? Or do you know?
Are you ready for puberty?
Yeah. Do you know? You know, how do I know if I'm ready for sixth? Well, it doesn't matter if you know if you're ready for sixth grade. You're going to move from fifth to sixth. Like, it's not really, you know, so.
Well, you're getting at something like deeper in this, which is we have less autonomy than we think and less like control.
Because how do you know if you've been told your whole life, this is the trajectory, right? Like, and this is just what you do. We're not really considering whether you know it or not.
Right. Whether you feel ready.
Yeah. Or are you ready for something?
Well, that's sometimes what's so difficult about the milestones that do appear like more of a choice. And I do say appear because I think it's like, if we take like marriage, it's like there's choice in that, of course. But it's like, no matter who you marry and when, you have no clue the things that will befall the two of you in that relationship. What will test it, what you'll even be like in it at the different phases of it.
Exactly.
In some ways, it's a little bit silly to really think like, gotta pick the right person, because it's like, gotta pick the right life.
Yeah.
And really, it's like, it will pick you and it will make and shape you. And
what if you never feel ready?
Right.
The lack of readiness doesn't mean it can't still be a very meaningful choice.
Yeah.
Or milestone to engage with.
Yeah.
And so let's think about it in terms of you don't feel ready and it's meaningful, like you're saying, the dialectic. So what would be meaningful about it if you did choose to move across the country, or you did choose to get married or start to try to have a family?
And you know, it's like, what is readiness? Like,
yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be ready for something?
You know, because funny, like in a qualitative, like emotional sense, I really do feel ready to be a mom. I really do. Probably for like the first time ever, really spiritually feel that. But it's also like, when are you ready to give up so much freedom? And like, you know, like, it's like, I know I say that, and then when I'm in it, I'll be like, well, I definitely wasn't ready for this, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
I think that's where the commitment comes in.
Yeah.
Are you still going to commit to what's important to you when you don't feel ready?
Yeah. Wherever the readiness
lies.
Yeah.
So you feel ready right now, and then let's say 6 months into a pregnancy, you have other thoughts, are you still
Yeah.
committed though to it?
Right.
Because the readiness will,
Come-
I hear what you're saying where it's like, no, I do feel grounded and I'm ready to start a family.
Yeah,
right?
it's like I'm ready for this phase and this being the focus. And in some ways, it's like I'm ready to like decentralize myself as the focus.
Mhm.
I think, but I have not yet done this thing. So
Sure.
it's like I'm sure there will be elements of that that feel like
Mhm.
really challenging, and it's like you may never feel ready for certain things even after you've endured them. You know, like readiness is like the wrong word. Something is challenging, full stop. And
Yeah.
you have to just rise to meet it no matter what
Yeah.
your readiness is. You know, it's like you're not really going to know what it's like until you're in it. So I empathize with the like, how does one really just set forward and make that choice?
Right.
Dive in.
Yeah.
Because I feel this sometimes with like financial risks. I can feel kind of paralyzed. Things like with my practice, like I waited a long time.
Listen, I was just thinking that. I remember you was like, yeah, it's never going to feel the way I want it to feel. I just have to commit to my practice.
Yeah,
and just do
totally. You're so right. I really was like, oh, I'm waiting for it to feel, for me to feel ready. I'm never going to feel ready.
Yeah.
I just have to.
And you did it, and it was and has been such a amazing. I mean, I don't even know what the word is, but there's so many words to describe it for you.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect example of you could still be waiting for that.
Totally.
Right.
In some ways, I could easily still be waiting.
Yeah.
And you know, I was in therapy at the time, and that really helped me with Melissa, my therapist before the one I have now. She was really like, what does this readiness really look like? And she helped me really notice, like, you're as ready as you're going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and she did say to me too, like, you're saying like you could never afford your own health insurance. She's like, have you ever looked into it? And I was like, no. She's like, well, before we decide that you could never afford it, why don't you crunch some numbers, go to the website. And right when I did, I was like, I could totally afford this.
I can do this.
I still would make a lot more than I'm making now. And I was like, I could totally do this. And like, I could keep my like doctors, I could keep all this. And I was like, okay.
Right.
I got to do this.
So that's again where when we initially started this, we want everything to line up. We want the feeling, we want our thoughts to line up with it. And then that'll be the indicator. Or
that it'll feel comfortable. I think really, when I really think about it, for me, it's like I want it to feel comfortable and safe.
100%. I think that's for everybody. I think it's for myself included. I think readiness probably is fused a lot with I don't have fear about it, or I'm not anxious about it, or there's less doubts about it.
Yeah.
That's not to say that we should be completely just impulsive.
Right.
Those things should be considered, because that anxiety or that fear could be telling us something that we truly aren't ready for something, or that we need to pay more attention. But those are things that we create our own barriers with, that myself included, right? Because it's like I'm not going to do a lot of parenting things if I want to feel ready for it. You just got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your kids are changing constantly. You're not ready for it. Because once you start feeling comfortable, I've mentioned this before, in something that you're doing as a parent, it changes.
Yeah.
It immediately changes. You're like, I finally got this thing down.
Yeah.
You know? And then they're still developing. And then you're like, damn it, we had a good thing go with it. Or like, I just got my stride. And then you got a new thing.
Yeah.
You know? Totally. And you're not ready for that.
Totally.
Because you feel like, I nailed it. Got it. You know? And that's not to poo-poo parenting.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. It's great. There's so many great things about it. But you're never ready for all the changes that come with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
With your kids. But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Like alive. Yeah. Totally. Well, yeah, it's like a lot of the time when this kind of thing comes up in the clinical space for me, we will go to this like dismantling a bit of the narratives around like what you're supposed to do and what certainty is and isn't. And I do think a lot of clients like will, when these kind of questions come up, kind of want to know like, well, how did you know? Like they a lot of times want disclosure in that space. Which
is interesting.
Yeah.
Because how do we know?
Well, I usually say, and this is no knock to you, like you don't, you know, and you don't need to.
And
me-
it's
yeah.
probably also not a moment.
Yeah. No.
Some of these things you're compiling evidence like over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
We can call it evidence, but it's like, to me, it feels like this like pull that you notice like is there and there and there and there,
Mhm.
even if there's a turmoil and conflict
Yeah.
and, you know, which we've talked a bunch about on the pod, like having conflict and being two different people with different backgrounds and different viewpoints. And
I do feel like in feeling ready to marry Sarah, it's like, well, you have to like gain evidence. You have to be with someone
Mhm.
in good and bad, right? And like you
Yeah.
have to be with somebody in order to then feel, maybe from my experience, I'll just speak my experience, to feel ready to marry this person.
Yeah.
Whatever ready means, right? But
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I know, because we've been through stuff.
Yeah.
It hasn't been all happy. It hasn't been all right. And so it's like,
Totally.
yeah, I can see how we can grow together, and
Yeah.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be to make that next step.
Yeah, like through the thick and thin, do you notice a pull still to this person? And often, like, looking at the opposite then too, you know, it's like, well, let's say you decided not to have kids. Let's imagine that reality. There are people, a lot of people who are like, well, I'm never doing that. And they're certain somehow
Right.
there. And that's always like worth just like noticing. There's this sense within you, without all this evidence of how it's going to go, that that's what the choice you want to make. And so do you need the certainty? There's that knowing of something there. And sometimes it's like, I do think the wise mind in the knowing sense, it's like gets there before the ego does.
Sure.
You know, like a sense or a pull. I do believe in that. And you have to kind of trust and like,
I think it's just the unknown
it's the unknown
that makes us not feel ready.
Yeah.
We want to plot it out. We want to know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
That's just the way our minds work.
Yeah.
And that benefits us in a lot of different contexts. It can also, though, really limit. And also even maybe reframing it like that might be an exciting thing to not know if you're ready or not.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what
To
that.
kind of act more from like instead of a logical place so
Trust.
much, just kind of trust, like the fact that you're even questioning this, maybe that's an indicator that you're more ready than you think.
Yeah, that we're even discussing this, that you're curious about this.
That you're
is
curious.
meaningful. Yeah.
Really meaningful.
That like famous French, I think he's a therapist. He writes books about couples and they're so beautiful. And he wrote one called The Course of Love, which is more of a love story that happens like after they get married.
Okay.
And kind of the ups and downs of it. But he really says like that's what's so romantic about marrying someone, because you do not know.
You don't know.
You're committing anyway. That's such a declaration of love. If you value love in your life and connectedness, it's like to commit yourself without knowing is so beautiful and like vital.
Yeah.
Even if it crashes and burns, it's like,
You put yourself into something.
and if that doesn't last your lifetime, like you can move through that too.
Yeah.
So much in therapy when you come in with like a specific question, it's like we really
There's just so
unravel
much.
it. There's so much.
What's interesting, I was even thinking about our podcast. Did we ever have a discussion about whether we were ready to start it?
No, not really. We kind of just, I was like, well, that was another thing like my practice where I was like, I want to do this. And you know what's funny? I don't even think I told you this.
Let's just commit to it.
Well, I said, I was like, I want to do it with John, but you probably wouldn't want to do it. I said that to myself a bunch. And one day I was like, just fucking ask him.
Oh, yeah, you were
Don't
sitting on it?
decide for him that he doesn't want to do it. Just ask if the worst he can say is no, I'm not interested. And that would be fine. And then right away you were like, totally. I was like, oh my God, like, why did I wait so long? That's so dumb. You know, but it's like taking myself out of the game because I wasn't certain of your answer before I even asked you.
Right.
It's like I was like shielding myself from like a moment you might say no. And maybe the hopelessness of like, I'm never going to have a podcast. So again, we always come back to certainty, uncertainty, embracing it.
Embracing it, the unknown.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on making decisions around milestones.
Yeah.
But even like decisions.
Only
like,
when
you
you're
know,
ready, though.
Yeah, only when you're absolutely 100% ready. Okay, so now we're going to move into our How Wise Is It
Oh man.
segment.
How wise is it?
So tell us.
What a question. So today we're going to ask the question, how wise is it to tell someone that they look like a celebrity or somebody who's known? Because celebrity, I don't even know what that means anymore
know.
because everybody's everywhere.
Yeah. A public figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something came up for you.
Well, yeah. Well, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, my thought is like, oh, unless you are sure that this person, and I'm talking certainty here, unless you know this person will be flattered by this.
Yeah.
Because I have been told I look like celebrities and it like ruined my week. Just thinking like, how could a person think I look like that person? That's terrible.
It is like a razor thin like line.
Yeah.
Margin of error.
Oh.
And even then,
yeah,
you might be insulting someone, basically.
I know anytime someone's like, oh my God, you look just like, I'm like a little bit like rigid.
Oh, for sure.
As they're saying it, like,
for sure.
Oh no.
So I was on this trip.
Yeah.
And I kind of, the more I thought about it, and I had time on the plane to think about this, because I was thinking about how wise is it questions on the plane, because I typically just raw dog it and just like I'm straightforward, just like not doing anything.
Unbelievable.
So I was like, so it was like, I'm not even going to ask you what you watched. I know you didn't watch anything. You're just sitting there, just in my thoughts.
Yeah.
But I kind of have a history with this, but where people telling me I look like people and me kind of having a reaction, but. So and we have, I don't know, what, 5 million listeners now? And I know that you're all subscribing to us on YouTube, so you can see
20
us.
million listeners.
You can see us. So maybe some of you have noticed that my hair's a little bit shorter. I got my hair cut.
Yeah.
Wearing it a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I like him.
And so I was on this trip. Somebody told me, you know who you look like now? Adam Levine.
Oh, Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
From Maroon 5.
Oh my God, that is a huge compliment.
I don't like him though.
Yeah, okay, but you just look like him.
Okay,
You're not.
So are we
like
okay with
him.
that?
Oh yeah, I remember a friend of mine saying they thought he was the most attractive person alive.
I guess it just rubbed me the wrong way because I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely got some issues, but as we all do.
I don't like his band. I don't like his music.
Yeah, but that's a compliment.
I find
through
him,
and through.
But that's the thing where it's like it's not just about the looks.
Yeah,
for me,
for you, it's the essence of the person.
It's a lot more.
Well,
than
let me
just
tell
the
you
looks.
this,
It was just so
Mr.
Wait.
I don't want to look like Adam Levine. Josh and I were
wait. On the same trip. On the same trip, somebody was like, "You know what? You have really interesting eyes," and I was like, "Oh," and they were like, "Well, what color are they?" Because they kind of look blue, and I was like, "Yeah, my eyes are kind of like I think they're more green, but depending on what I'm wearing, they kind of like reflect a little bit. They're lighter."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, just maybe the eyes. Maybe I don't know, but you look like Lev Schreiber."
Oh, another absolutely
like,
gorgeous man.
Okay, so maybe but I was like, really?
I don't think you look anything like Lee Schreiber, but
still, it was weird. It was like just the eyes.
Just the let me look at his eyes. What do you think of Lee
I don't know.
Schreiber?
Are people going to be like John's upset about looking like good-looking people?
Yeah, John, because someone told me at Potbelly I looked like Heidi Fleiss.
No.
Literally, I truly like fell to my knees crying. I was like, I'm sorry. She looks like she was like dragged through the streets. Like that. I mean, this isn't a compliment. Oh my God.
So I have nothing to complain about here?
Schreiber.
What was your question?
I have nothing to complain about here.
No.
You guys are like, absolutely.
He's so like handsome and rugged. Actually, I see it.
Maybe it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Oh my God, Josh, Google it.
Wait, let me.
Schreiber?
Is it Shriver?
Leave?
Schreiber.
Okay.
A handsome Jewish man.
Maybe I just feel uncomfortable when people tell me I look like somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's a thing.
Drop dead gorgeous.
That's a thing? Okay.
He's so handsome, John.
You're like a more attractive
I'm not
version
going
of
to
him.
Google Heidi Fleiss. Y'all can just imagine what she
Well, we all
looks
know
like.
that Josh is going to put some great pictures up of these people.
Oh my God.
So
Please be gentle with the Heidi Fleiss.
early in my life, earlier in my life told me that I look like Wes Borland, the bass player from Limp Bizkit, which try to find a normal picture of that guy.
Borland. Portland.
He's wearing a mask.
Right.
Oh,
You're not
my
wearing a
God.
mask.
Like,
Oh.
he doesn't look anything like you.
Oh, you look nothing.
But I used to have like spiky black, darker hair in the front, and I used to have like a goatee kind of go in, and people used to tell me that, and I'd be like, "Really? I look like that guy?"
You look nothing like this guy.
And I didn't like his music.
You literally.
And then, oddly enough, there's another celebrity at one point in my life that also has the first name of Wes, which my firstborn son's name is Wes. Wes Bentley.
Oh, well, I think he is such a looker, but he's kind of weird. You know, he had a heroin addiction.
Yeah, he was in.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see this.
American Beauty.
Yeah. They're all handsome, really.
It just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think is what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
totally,
matter, I don't
totally.
think. Because I think the people I want to look like, I think in my dream scenario, I want people to tell me I look like people that I don't look anything like.
100%. It's like, yeah.
Like, I want people to tell me I look like, I don't know, Idris Elba or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's like such
Sure,
a
of
fantasy
course.
of like,
Josh Hartnett.
I don't want to look. I don't want to look like a different version of me.
Yeah.
What I really want to look like is somebody who I think is like, oh my God, look at that person.
Yeah.
Like, they're-
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like someone I think is so unbelievably beautiful that I know I
know.
don't look anything like.
Or like,
Like
I
Julia
want blonde
Roberts.
hair. I want to be Brad Pitt or something.
Yeah.
Like I want the blonde look.
Yes,
Or
totally. The grass is
like
greener.
a younger Robert Redford or something. You know,
Oh yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Something like that.
a little bit more rugged.
Yeah, it's like if I find a beautiful blonde actress, it's like just upsetting, really, because I look nothing like them. Yeah.
Oh, well, this really turned on its head.
Yeah. So it's
For
like,
me,
I
because-
almost
but
think it's
just
not wise.
uncomfortable. I think it's not wise because I just think it's uncomfortable, and you don't know who you're gonna. Even if I'm not offended, I don't like their essence, and it just is kind of like, I don't.
Yeah, it's almost you got to be like feeling like this person is so universally well liked, and like who's that?
That's what I said. I was like, this person has to be so universally attractive, a good person, like fit all of these boxes for you to be like,
It's like if you tell a woman she looks like Margot Robbie, maybe.
yeah, I guess. Or if somebody told me I looked like Michael B. Jordan, I'd be like, great,
Yeah,
incredible. Like I'm in
totally,
100%.
totally.
You know, like
yeah. Well, Josh, you get some celebs.
who do you get?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
And just Michael Jordan.
good for you.
No, you get Adam Brody.
Who's
Adrian Brody.
Who's
Adam Brody was in the OC. Adrian Brody. Well, I guess
Adam
but
Brody.
more Adam Brody. Adam Brody is in that new show, Nobody Wants This, and he was in the OC.
Adam?
I think he's just so
Brody.
damn handsome, and I do think you look like him, and you're
Oh, for sure.
absurdly handsome. Yeah,
I don't hate it.
it's great.
It strokes
And
my
then sometimes people say he looks
ego.
like Hugh Dancy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Joshy. Like that's you,
Adam
Hugh
Brody.
Jackman.
Hugh Jack.
Wait, you look like Hugh Jackman?
No,
No.
Hugh Dancy. People say he looks like who's Claire Danes'
Hugh-
husband.
Oh, okay. I'd be okay with looking like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Do you think he looks like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like that type of picture.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
I'm not looking.
Yeah, those are good ones.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you
I feel like
get
Josh
those a
even
lot.
tilts his head like that a little bit, where he gets the
Yes.
eyes forward, a little bit of like a
Like, do that
pointer.
down.
It's like a little pointer look.
Totally.
That right, he's doing it.
Totally. He's doing
I'm really
it.
good at looking like a poor man's attractive person.
No, you are
Wrong.
so handsome, stuff.
But if somebody tells you that, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
It doesn't make you uncomfortable.
have you been told one you weren't okay with?
Michael Cera.
Oh, but I think he's handsome, honestly.
I don't really think you look like him.
I think
Yeah,
I
I don't
act
either.
like him.
You know,
Which is almost worse and better.
you know who you act like?
I love him.
Oh, he's a great. I really enjoy seeing him in movies and stuff. He's great, and he was actually on a episode of Top Chef last season too, and he was great in that episode.
Oh.
But I just don't think you look like him at all.
Yeah, I really don't think you look like him,
Yeah, I think it's just that I can be awkward.
which is great.
It is great.
I love that. Yeah.
Awkward is so in.
Well,
Awkward
now
is the new
now I feel
black.
embarrassed because I feel like everybody I mentioned here, I had a reaction to, but you were like, "Well, they're all handsome, so
I mean,
what's the deal?"
dangerously handsome. So yeah, and I'm getting Heidi Fleiss. I was like,
Wait,
truly,
I
like,
thought you were
that to
getting
me-
I thought you were getting a young Terry Schiavo.
Shout out to my friend Kathleen, who definitely says I look like a young Terry Schiavo. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not wise. I think it's not wise. Like that woman at Popeye, I truly wanted to be like, just don't share that.
Just don't
Ever.
share it.
Tell your coworker, don't tell me. Crazy.
Got it.
You looked it up and you said just don't look it up.
She's unwell.
Just don't look it up, Kelly.
It's not wise.
It's not wise. I don't think it is wise.
And maybe I really need, like I used to say this like at work. I'd be like, people can talk about me. I just don't want to hear it. People can say I look like a certain celebrity. I don't
just
really
don't tell me to my face.
Yeah, because it's just too devastating.
It's also a hard compliment to like, I guess like in those moments when people said this more recently to me, it was like, I guess thanks.
Yeah.
I also felt like I didn't know what to say. Am I supposed to say you look like somebody famous too?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it just
well,
the
no,
whole
that
thing
would
was like
be forced.
awkward.
Yeah.
It just was
It's
kind of
very
like,
awkward because then, what do you say? You're like, oh, thanks.
It's
Like,
like-
especially if you don't. Often I won't know who the person is. Like, I've had people say like these really niche celebrities where I'm like, I don't know who that person is.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'll have to look it up. And that's kind of like all I'll say.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, should I look it up? Actually, a client said that to me recently that I looked like someone, but I didn't even catch what movie they saw them in. So I'm like, I couldn't even look it up if I tried. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, like if someone said a celebrity you're going to know, like Idris Elba, like what do you say?
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, it's like you just go like,
Great.
thanks. Oh, wow, I'll take
Wow,
it,
yeah.
or whatever. But it's awkward.
Matt Damon.
I mean, I think it's awkward when people comment on your physical appearance in general.
Right. And maybe that's what this is really getting at. Just like don't comment on people's looks.
Yeah, it can be a little bit weird.
Not like, yeah, maybe fundamentally just take a pause.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing wrong with you. You look nice, or I like
Yeah.
that.
You look
shirt.
sharp.
You look sharp.
Yeah.
Which I think we've talked about in previous episodes of like complimenting, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It made me feel uncomfortable, which whatever it is, I just didn't think it was. I was like, so I'm going to take my own advice and not tell people they look like anybody
Yeah.
because it made me feel uncomfortable.
You know what we really
Whether
should-
the celebrity is good looking or not.
Yeah.
So don't
This
feel
makes me
bad for me,
uncomfortable.
listeners.
If they look horrendous or if they look wonderful, it's awkward either way.
It's awkward either way.
Yeah, I think that's true. And you know what would be funny if we like put up a side by side of Adam Levine and Liev Schreiber? They like look nothing alike, right? It's just kind of funny. Like it's like they'll catch
Well,
one
that's
set
why
of
she
features
said the
and
eyes.
another.
Yeah,
set of
that's why
features.
like,
Yeah,
the eyes.
yeah. And your facial hair is like the same as his.
You bridge the gap.
You're their like long lost cousin. In the
Okay.
middle. Yeah,
The three of us are
yeah.
great.
Is Adam Levine Jewish? I think he is.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're a Christian boy over here.
Right. But I'm in good company.
Devout. Yeah. Okay, well, that is our episode. Josh, do you think it's wise?
I said it's not.
You said. Okay, sorry, I missed that.
Did you say it says not?
Do you think it's wise to not listen to me when I talk?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I says not.
You're so far away.
I
So
know.
far away.
I'm off in the abyss
But you're looking like Adam Brody.
Yeah, you're looking,
from afar.
you're looking like a
The closer I get, though, I look like Michael Cera.
yeah. You know what someone will say? Like if someone looks like a discount version of a celebrity, they'll be like the Kroger brand, Adam Brody or whatever. Like I've heard people say that,
Mm.
which I think is funny.
The everyday.
Yeah, yeah. The
Hmm.
Bizarro, the Bobo.
Bobo.
We say that sometimes, like a Bobo,
Mhm.
Adam Levine or Adam Levine.
I don't, is it Levine? Levine?
No, there's Adam Devine is a comedian, and then Adam
Devine.
Levine.
Adam Devine.
You look like a Bobo
Adam
burn.
Levine. A bright beige.
I'm wearing bright beige.
A bright beige Bobo. Adam.
In that bright beige?
Levine.
I can't believe you said you dead serious. You're like he was wearing bright beige.
It's a
So
color.
good.
Incredible.
So good.
Incredible. Okay, well, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for indulging.
Yeah.
My life is so hard. I'm being told I look like great-looking people all the time.
Totally. Must be nice.
Must be nice. So haters out there, keep commenting the hate.
Yeah, keep bringing the
All
hate.
you bots. But let us know who you look like. Send us a picture, an email, if you're willing, and maybe who you were told you look like. We won't post it or anything. Just let us know. We'd be curious.
Yeah, same. I'd be curious for sure. And if you want to rate and review, if you're enjoying the pod and you want to rate and review it, please do that. It helps people discover it and helps us keep doing it. And if you want to reach me, you can find me at kkpsychotherapy.com on the inquiry page there. Just shoot me an inquiry. And John?
You can email me at butz.jonathan@gmail.com. Jish.
I'd like to shout out the Underscores album.
I think you did already.
Did I already?
I feel like on our episode maybe you did.
A double shout
I
out.
thought I shouted out a different one.
Did
that
you? Okay,
time.
maybe you didn't. Yeah, go for it. Well, we can give
I
him
thought
two
I
plugs.
shouted out Mitski last time, just in general.
Yeah, maybe you did.
I think I just keep playing the Underscores.
Yeah, you keep
Mitski,
telling me
Martin,
about
and Wood?
Underscores.
Yeah, Underscores. John, you might like it. It's poppy. How would you describe it, Kelly?
It's good. It's poppy, indie.
like
I'm putting
if
it
you
on
like,
right now.
I keep saying it's like if Jane Remover. If you're not into Jane Remover, maybe you'll be into this.
Oh, interesting.
Can't wait
It's
to
like
listen
if
to
Jane Remover was less evil.
Is it
sounding.
You, their latest release?
You? I would call it spastic pop, but it's honestly pretty controlled.
Okay.
And also,
It's kind of just. It feels like a modern classic pop album.
I love that.
and a pre-shout out to Thundercat. You know that Josh and I will be listening this Thursday. Right?
Get ready to be disappointed.
No, it's going to be
No,
great.
I can't wait for the Thundercat. I don't think he's come out with an album since 2020.
Oh,
It's been a while.
It was a COVID album because I remember during COVID.
So we'll also COVID. We'll also
kept banging.
It was part of the Coven.
the COVID.
Oh
That's
my
always
God.
my reference. Colvin.
Coven.
I'm gonna come down with Colvin.
And in the spirit of these plugs, I'm loving the new Robin album.
Oh, Robin came out with an album.
Yeah,
huh?
check it out. It's good. Sexistential, it's called.
Check out the song "Sexistential."
Or Sexistential.
I don't know.
How do you pronounce that?
I think she'd be fine with either.
Either, yeah. It's great. I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I probably listened to it 5 or 6 times this week.
Yeah, it's not that long.
It's 29 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody comes out with a long album anymore.
I know nobody has the attention span for it,
That's too bad.
which is too bad.
I really like to grind out some of those middle tracks where you kind of like
Yeah.
want to lose interest, but then you
Yeah.
gotta stick with it. Anyway,
Oh,
where do
you
you
and
find?
Josh.
Yeah, me.
You can find me at joshbayerfilms.com. Bayer as in the aspirin, and I will edit literally anything you want. Also, if you want to be on the pod, you can reach out to any of us or me.
Yeah. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Blanket Ford.
Thank you, Blake.
Thank you, Blanket
Ford.
Forts.
Bye.
The Wise Mind Happy Hour podcast is for entertainment purposes only, not to be treated as medical advice. If you are struggling with your mental health, please seek medical attention or counseling.